Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I want to talk a little bit about the software that comes for the GP-150 and the other ones as well, and the effects that are going there. Let's test them out. So I have a blank canvas here. First and foremost, I'd like to say that I prefer much more this type of GUI of software interface than the one presented on the GP-200, that it's their flagship, because I don't like to see the pedals the way they are represented. It seems like a toy for me. You know, you have the actual pedals in there and the actual controls, and sometimes they feel like they're doing nothing, you know, or the response is a little bit too late when you increase something. You know, hear it immediately and go on, but you have to wait to see if it's working or not. And I find this one is much more easier for me to understand, to work, and I think for everybody. You don't have to have a visual representation of every pedal. Nowadays, almost none of the software that I've been seeing, maybe except for Line 6, has that kind of stuff, and it has to be real thought out, and I think it's not on the GP-200. So what I'm going to do here is choose an amp, any amp here. It could be like a silver twin or a dark twin. Going for the clean tone because I want to try out some effects. Now I have to turn on the amp. I do like to see this. It's really cool to see, and also the information that you have here. Also the DSP that it's using right now, 10%. So no sound from the cab, but you have here auto cab match on. So I only have to engage my cab, and it's automatically the cab designed for this amp. You might as well try with other amps, but it's the one that it's designed. Auto cab feature is a really cool thing. I think this is the one that I wanted to try out. Okay, it can be this one, no problem. Now I'm going to engage my noise reduction as well. Just a simple noise gate. Go back here, increase a little bit because I have some hum from the lights here. Okay. Except if I'm on the fourth position. Okay, sounds good. And by the way, I'm using this, in this case, I'm using the headphone out into my Apollo. So it's a Y cable, and it's from the headphone out. And I noticed from the headphone out has much more volume than from the actual output. So let's go to our effects that I want to talk about, because but first, let me engage an EQ here. Let me go for the guitar EQ number 1. Just reduce a little bit of this 4K that can be a little bit annoying on some tones. So, okay. Right. So I'm going to go to my reverb first, and I'm going to engage it. And now choose a reverb. I really like the plate reverb. Could be any reverb, but let's stay with the plate reverb. Okay, first and foremost, trails, at least on my unit, don't tell me it works on yours, because that will upset me. It doesn't work at all. When I change presets, the delay or the trail of the reverb just goes and disappears. Now, I really like this reverb, and I'm going to exaggerate here and put a huge decay. Now the problem is this one. Unlike other units on the market, and I think Velaton should develop on that, you don't have a mix knob control. So what happens is, if I want to have that really spacious, spectacular reverb, and these are not the best reverbs on the market, by the way. Also, you cannot EQ them, and that's very important to me. EQ a reverb to get rid of some muddiness. It doesn't happen here, so it's one of those things that I think Velaton should also invest in, because I think the software is already very good. Now, if I put this, and I really want my reverb to sound huge, there's something that occurs that really bothers me. It's that your guitar simply disappears. It starts to becoming like a pad. If I increase it even more just for the... this is ridiculous, man. I want my sound or some control over the overall mix of the reverb and not transform this into a huge pool of reverb. Now in other units, I can mention anyone, like it's not because they're more expensive or not. Other units like the Fractal, or even stuff that is the same price as the Velaton, probably Nux or stuff like that. This doesn't happen. It's just too much, and I want to have that reverb. I just can't, because if I put it like that, here's your sound again. So this is a big no-go for me. Then you have the high damp. Basically takes all the ice from the reverb in this way. So this is the only way you can add some but it's if you start playing in a context, the reverb can't be heard because it's very mixed inside. So the best thing they could do is add another row down here. It's already there, doesn't work, but it will be cool to have effects in parallel. In that way, you could control and put the effects to max it out, and then your signal will stay the same without being interrupted by this, not interrupted by, so affected by this one. And right now, also going to my delay box here, I'm going to engage it. And first, disengage the reverb, because I want to hear the delay and see if you have the same issue. I like this dual echo because it has a lot of controls. It's really cool. So I can set the time here the way I like it, 400, around that. And the time be around 600, something like that, and then check out for if it's working okay. Okay, now I want to increase my feedback here, or here, I mean. Oh, not the feedback like this, like this. I meant I want to increase feedback, not time. Okay, put it like this, and yeah, so they bounce more even. See, because you can perfectly hear much more on the left, and the time mix A and mix B are the same, but you hear more on the left. I don't know why. Now it's too much. So there's a little bit of a struggle here doing this, and this doesn't happen on other kind of units. Okay, now I'm going to put sync trail, but so for this one, I think it's easier to control because actually you can pull the mix. I'm going to exaggerate like this, like 40, and the guitar will not get buried, I believe. It does not. Okay, on this delay you don't have any options to damp, but it sounds really cool. Now let's go, and that would be also cool, so you can damp the higher notes, but you can do that with other delays, so that's not a problem. Now I'm going to increase my mix here because I want to increase it a lot to have that kind of spacious kind of tone. Let's see what happens. I mean, it's kind of there, but it's not the ideal thing, because your guitar disappears. And I've tried this with all kind of reverbs. Some are better, some are not, but none of those can do what I want them to do. So I have to reduce a lot the mix, and then do the same here because it's really exaggerated to have that kind of ambient tone. See, now I can't listen to the repeat, so I'm going to, once again, these are my issues with the software. I can go around them and create exactly what I want, but it takes too much time and too much effort to make it work like you really want. And this, if you want to record with effects, so you printing your effects on the DAW, and not necessarily adding them later. That's not what I do. Usually I add them later, so I don't have that issue. But if you want to play live or something like that, it sounds very cool. So I'm gonna add something more here that I need, which is not a pre, but a compressor. You know, there's a lot of stuff here. Maybe this one, and see how it reacts. Let's see the controls we have. Sustain, basically your sustain is your threshold. Okay, let me disengage it first. And reduce a little bit the volume here. I want no clipping. And if I increase a lot my sustain, what I'm doing basically is increasing the threshold, and then the attack could be slow attack. It takes more time to the tone to appear, or a fast attack. I mean the other way around. If it's a fast attack, in theory, a faster attack would destroy your tone, because nothing would pass through it, you know? We'd grab every pick. Now with the slowest attack, not doing much of a difference, you know what I mean? And even if I increase my threshold totally 100%, and now I'm gonna grab the attack and put it like this, which should grab all your peaks and make you sound much more compressed. Meaning, what I do mean is that some of these pedals and settings have to go totally maxed out for them to be noticeable, you know? I'm gonna add some clipping here. Or what you can do is, let me go back here and put the sustain around that. And now, if I put my compressor after the amp, something like there, if I can do it, I don't know, because some effects you can change. Some, okay, I could put it here, but I cannot put it there or there. I think I can put it even here, okay, but this will compress everything, even the reverb. Kind of cool thing, but not the way I want it, so right now it's there. I still don't have that compression from an 80s kind of tone. There's some compression, but it's not very defined. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but could be better. So this video is about to, no, I don't want to complain about Valaton because their tones are awesome, but they could do more in their pedals, if you know what I mean. This one is working actually better. Now we have a lot of delay, echoes, so let's reduce our mix here and our mix there a little bit more. Or maybe reduce the feedback, because probably that's what's causing this, too much feedback. What's negative feedback? That's something that I don't understand. Anyways. Now it's sounding more like a 80s tone, and since it's a 80s tone, let's go for some modulation. And I really like the C chorus. I think it's new here. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of cool because you have the settings of a real C chorus, like 4 settings. And they all sound amazing, but I think my favorite one, not too exaggerated, is the second one. So I'm going to put on the second setting, and nothing more here you can change. And now going a little bit easy on my compressor, so put it down there. Now it's working cool because it's after the guitar and the amp. Now you have some kind of 80s tone. So you want to have these settings. I can save it like right now because they sounded really good, and I'm gonna save it like 80s clean if it goes there. Okay, and now what I can do, it's basically we are in the 194 slot. I can go and change for the 193 and save it again, 80s lead, and change the amp and stuff and see what happens. Now right now I'm gonna change my amp. I'm gonna go for something with more distortion, probably a Marshall, you know, UK 800. It's already changing the, let me check out this one. Sounds good, so I'm gonna check a few of them. No. Okay, what about a PV? If I want to go totally, you know, like 80s, would be something like a Marshall. Have to have some mid-range. Let me check out the Waza Dual. Well, check out this one. They sound very good. I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, now go back to the amp configuration, and what I'm gonna do is increase a little bit the presence and see how it sounds. This is where your effects start to, you know, get a little bit loose or lost. Well, that's what I mean. Jesus, come on. I want it here. Sometimes this doesn't work as I want it to work, but I don't want any compressor, so I'm going to disengage it because I don't need one right now. What I might need is a distortion box. Now it sounds much better without the compressor right now. So let's go to our EQ and reduce some of the now we don't have any mode here to reduce the chorus, so I'm gonna try another chorus, and maybe let me see what I have here. I want to reduce the amount of chorus, so there's not many options here. See, if it was in parallel, you could bring this chorus up much more. Like this, it kind of ruins a little bit of your tone. I don't want that to happen, so here's the amp again. Now imagine what happens if I disengage all this, because it will be totally different. If I disengage my reverb and chorus and delay, I mean. So you can have an 80s tone like this, but then everything goes to shit when you start adding too many effects like they did, because you don't have the option to put them in parallel. But anyways, I'm going to engage this, just bring down the mix from both. And it sounds good, I must admit. Now with this reverb I can choose like a concert. It also sounds good. And just increase a little bit the decay, down the mix. Okay, gonna do trail, although it doesn't really matter. My phone is ringing, so I have to take the call. So I had to take the call because my father is in the hospital, unfortunately, but that's another story. Okay, so let's engage our chorus right now. It just takes too much of our signal chain, man. I want it to be there, but it's ruining my tone. And then I want to add some distortion box here, probably OD9 or a screamer. And now I have more definition. Let's do the old trick. No fat volume around there because I already have a lot of gain. Too much gain. I don't know if it's too much for a solo. It's almost clipping because there's a lot of low end here. Of course, you can test with other cabinets. Right now it's matched cabinet. And back on the day, I also would use a compressor because it was very common. So let me engage my chorus right now. It's gonna sound a little bit crazy because chorus is kind of destroying my tone. Or reduce depth, or even I can do something really cool because there's something here. Yeah, so what I can do, instead of having the chorus kind of odd, I can go here on my reverb, and this one already has a chorus modulation. Let's increase it. You can also increase the gain, why not? So this is played on a Les Paul, the neck pickup. This is my review of the effects, and there's some things I would like them to get better, and I think they will eventually. The DSP is 74 right now, and there's also this button here that I don't know what it does. Oh, it shows you what you can do with the expression pedal and stuff like that. Sorry, but it's good. You know, I think it's good. I'm using a pair of focal monitors, 65 shape monitors. So they are my main, you know, but I can also use any amp that I have here, or FR, like the Tonex cab that I have over there. It sounds really, really great. If I use my Katana, don't forget, or if you use your Katana or Return, don't forget to go there and disengage totally the cab, or it'll be a totally mess. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, kind of a tutorial, kind of, you know, me raging a little bit about the effects that could be a little bit more, you know, have more knobs and stuff like that to better build your tone. But I think I hope Valeton sees this, and I'm in contact with them anyway. So with them, I can tell them about them. I don't know if we're going to do anything or not, but that's what it is. So many thanks for watching once again. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so yet. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a great one. Cheers.